Tired of these official visits.
No more than we are, sir.
Don't call me sir if you don't mean it, and you don't mean it.
Well, we respect you a great deal, Captain.
You respect me? The governor respects me? Even the outlaws I hang respect me. It's just the politicians that don't.
The reason the governor sent us down here is because the politicians are bringing pressure on him to replace you.
He hired me. He can fire me. He can tell me what to do, and I'll do it. But what I won't let happen is I won't let the legislature hamper me in my job.
His orders are for you to back off a bit.
He gives me a handful of rangers to cover hundreds of miles, and if I let up, there won't be a family safe here.
Those are his orders. Mind if I sit? He's protected you about as much as he can.
What's this all about?
Well, there's been a great deal of talk about the Lewisburg incident.
What about it?
There's a rumor that the people you killed were honest ranchers, not bandits at all.
I figured there was a possibility. So I had my men round up all the dead bodies and stack them in the Lewisburg town square. And we waited for anyone to come along and identify one of those honest ranchers. Nobody did. Now, that'll be all, gentlemen. I'd like to spend some time with my family.
We are not your enemy, Captain. We know what's going on down here, but the politicians in Austin don't.
My orders are to clean out the lower Rio Grande Valley. And every time I get a chance, the bandits cross the river into Mexico, and I'm not allowed to follow. If I were, we'd have law here now.
Invading Mexico is a breach of federal law.
Wounded man. Looks like he tried to take cover in these trees.
Bushwhacked is what we was. My partner and I. We're out of Texas. Ain't we, huh?
Yeah, about 5 miles.
Indian territory, huh?
Yeah. All I can do right now is make you a little bit more comfortable.
You'll stand, lock your hands behind your head, cross your left foot over your right.
No.
What's your name?
Bodine. My name's Quentin. This is my brother Morgan.
When I ask a man something, he'll answer him.
Those are our names.
Hello there, Caleb.
He needs help. I was treating him.
You a doctor?
That's right.
Tend to him.
Who are you?
Captain Victor Shanklin, Texas Rangers.
If you are from Texas, why are you here?
What's your connection with him?
He was like this when we found him. He'd been ambushed.
Yeah, there was an ambush, right enough. He and his partner killed 2 of my men. Can you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think so.
Caleb Pritchard, you're wanted for murder. Your name is written in the outlaw book. You're further wanted for murder of peace officers sent to arrest you. What do you say for yourself? Well?
He says he's got nothing to say to you.
Hang you.
Captain, this man is seriously wounded.
And you and your brother were found tending him. You could hang right along the side of him.
On whose say?
Mine. You got papers to prove you're who you say you are?
What? As a matter of fact, we do. What's that?
The outlaw book. Your name's listed in here. I got the right to hang you, to shoot you, whatever it might take.
We're on our way to the Canadian River to find our sister. And our name's not in there.
You seem to be right.
We're free to go.
You were given aid and comfort to a wanted felon. You could be guilty of much worse. And the record just hasn't caught up with the book yet. Consider yourselves under arrest until we can confirm your story. Hang him.
He's already dead.
Then bury him. Caleb Pritchard, to you, Lord. It'll bear watching. Amen.
This outlaw book. What is in it?
There's over 5,000 names written down in it.
5,000 for doing what?
Well, there's men wanted in Texas for doing everything from stealing chickens to rape and murder. Well, Captain, it's Inman himself. In the flesh.
He shot a Mexican just for his rations. Where's Medina? I react the same way to the sound of that name.
Go ahead and hang me. Yeah, I rode with Medina. He's a killer. But he don't pretend to be nothing else. You're as bad as him, Shanklin. Any one of you here could have your names written in that book like mine.
You shouldn't have shot those two boys we sent after you. They was friends of mine.
They say you read over a man after you hang him. Well, don't you say no words over me. Because that just makes you feel good. You don't do a trekking thing for me.
Hang him.
You think that's right? I don't know. I'll tell you one thing. I'm glad nobody named Bodine ever stole a chicken in the state of Texas. Now look, Captain.
You'll ride with us as prisoners to Banquet, Texas, where your stories will be verified by telegraph.
Captain, we are not going in that direction.
You are now. And you'll be riding under La Ley de Fuga. Any attack on the company would be considered an attempt to free the prisoners.
And that's when you shoot the prisoners.
That's right.
Darn, you beat me again.
Talent, my friend. Thing of mystery, God-given and beyond explanation. Why is the headquarters of the Texas Rangers in such a place as this?
This used to be a real nice place before Medina and his men got here. Killed everybody off. Moved out.
Why here?
Captain Shanklin figured this would be as good a place as any.
It's your start and you owe me $3.
Stop it. You ain't supposed to talk to prisoners on the captain's orders, and you know it.
Why not?
We was just playing X's and O's.
Which calls for conversation, which is again the orders.
What is wrong with talking to somebody?
Cause you get friendly with them. And if you ain't who you say you is and we gotta shoot you, well, when you gotta shoot a man you've been friendly with, it gives you the stomach miseries. Hey, you guard. Captain wants those nailed up all over. When you get relieved, you head up north.
What are they?
Can't talk to you now. When word comes through on the telegraph for sure who you say you are, then I can talk to you. Can't talk to you.
He can read.
I never thought of that.
Hey, listen to this. Victor P. Shanklin, captain, is hereby authorized to recruit a few good men in his company of Texas Rangers and ride south against Don Francisco Medina.
Quentin, this isn't our fight.
The pay will be $33 a month in Texas script and pound. We need it.
Do you own your own horse and saddle?
Yes, sir.
You own that pistol you're wearing?
Yes, sir. It's a...
And the Rangers. The only clear holster for two things. To shoot at a target or to kill a man. No other reason. Can you kill a man?
I don't know. I never tried yet.
You any good with that?
Yes?
Captain could use a man like you. You're missing something. I've been with him since Louisiana swamp days when we was fighting old useless Grant. Heard he made president.
Yeah, a few years ago.
Hope he's better than that than he was a swamp fighting. Now, you take Medina. He's a fighter. Meaner than a cat in turpentine, but he's a fighter. Says he owns all of San Antonio and half of Texas. Now, I recall at Chicopin,
What's Chicopin?
a little town on the Mexican border. We had a bloody fight down there. I got shot up and can't ride anymore, but it was worth it seeing the captain in action.
What happened to bandits?
They got clear across the Rio Grande where we couldn't follow. And the captain, he was mad at a hornet because he couldn't go after him.
Woman?
Lady's husband rode with the captain in the state police before the Rangers was formed. He was a good man, too.
What happened to him?
Oh, his horse got shot. Medina caught up with him, cut his head off.
Tom, there's no need for me to ask if you can ride and shoot and tell the truth. Your father was the kind of man that would teach those things properly.
Yes, sir. He sure did.
Tom Pullman, I want you in the Texas Rangers. Your post of duty will be Burton, Texas, close to your home. You'll report to the postmaster once a week. You'll be the only ranger within 100 miles of Burton. And that's a big responsibility, son.
Yes, sir.
Go sign your name and get your badge. I'm just giving your son a little more grown-up time, ma'am.
Now, that was well done. It was the act of a gentleman.
It was smart, that's all. He takes a boy that young into a fight, he could get arrested himself.
Arrested? The captain? No, sir. No, sir, at all.
Could be that's the problem.
I don't see no problem.
Upholding the law is fine, but being above it isn't.
Ain't nobody above the law.
Would you have shot us if Shanklin had told you to?
Of course I would have.
It is above the law.
It ain't if it's the captain's orders.
Back to Indian territory.
Not until the captain sees you.
What for?
We're probably under arrest again.
No, but if you used to mount up, more than likely you wouldn't get very far. To the captain's house for supper. And that's a privilege.
Well, maybe we ought to hear what he has to say.
I've seen what he has to say.
His food's got to be better than W6's. Is your captain home?
Are you an Indian?
Only sometimes.
How can you only be sometimes?
Well, I am called two persons part of the time and Morgan the other part.
Oh,
What is your name?
I'm called Rebel Shanklin all the time.
I'm called Quentin Bodine. All the time, too.
I'll tell my pa you're here. Come on, boy.
Kind of makes you think, doesn't it? A man like Shanklin would have a son like that.
Amen. You did a good job, Mother. It's a fine table.
Certainly glad you both could join us for dinner.
Well, it was nice to be invited, Mrs. Shanklin.
Yes, my husband is much better at commanding than inviting.
86 tells me that he caught up with you just about the time you were leaving.
That's right.
Where to?
Back to where you found us.
Search for your sister?
Yes, the Cheyennes sometimes camp along the Canadian River, which is very good.
Is your sister sometimes Indian, too?
What does that mean?
I'll explain it to you later, Mother.
Oh, in that case, could we talk about something we could all participate in?
Well, I think we've pretty well exhausted the subject of your rhubarb patch.
You see what it's like being married to a man who's married to his work. We have absolutely nothing in common.
What do you think about that, Reb?
Huh?
Rebel, are you feeding Brewster under the table? Maria, will you please take Brewster out? You have better table manners than that, Rebel.
Yes, ma'am.
Captain, we were wondering why you invited us to supper.
Well, Mother didn't like for me to talk business at the table. I'll get to it now. I need your help.
Doing what?
Scouting for me.
I'm no scout.
No, but two persons is.
I don't think so.
I'm not asking you to like me, two persons. I am asking you to try to understand what I'm doing and why.
I don't think so.
You're refusing before you understand why I'm asking.
Captain, we have to find our sister before the Cheyenne move on.
Well, you haven't found her yet. Why can't you wait a little bit longer? I'm sorry. Sometimes the whole world consists of Texas and the Nueces Strip.
Why us?
All along the Nueces Strip, there's more violence and bloodshed than any place else in the entire state of Texas. Men who have committed crimes from other states find refuge here, and they go on killing and robbing. And for the most part, there's one man responsible.
Medina.
Medina. And he's smart, and he's better organized than we are. He's got spies everywhere. He knows where every soldier and ranger outfit is. He knows what my moves are before I do them. I didn't know better. I think he had friends in Austin. Up till now, he's been smarter than the law. And for me to track Medina, I need the best scouts I can find.
I have heard an expression. Texas for Texans. This is not our fight, Captain.
It's everybody's fight, if there's to be any law here. Strong tobacco.
It's time you went to bed.
That's what I call her mother.
And get rid of that thing.
You're heading to Oklahoma Territory. Ride with us as far as Nueces Town.
It is on the way. That's $33 each?
Right.
All right.
You got a deal.
Fine.
We better be leaving now. Mrs. Shanklin, thank you for a fine supper.
You're welcome.
Good night.
Good night.
See you men in the morning. Night. It's $10 extra for the scout. Get a good night's sleep.
I've heard that kind of cough before.
Mr. Bodine, may I speak to you for a minute?
Yes, ma'am.
You know what's wrong with me, don't you?
It's consumption, isn't it?
Is there anything new, any new drug? I try to keep up to date, but sometimes it's hard out here.
I'm sorry, I haven't read of any new progress.
Well, I keep hoping. The doctors all give him 2 years at the most. I think that's why he tried so hard.
He faces it very well.
Yes, he always has. We've been moving around so much. This is the first real home we've had. Gonna fix this old house up and make it nice and cozy as I can.
It's lovely.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you.
She is a brave woman.
What did the Cheyenne do about consumption?
This is the sickness of the lungs. It's also called tuberculosis. They would rest. Sometimes seem to get better.
False recovery.
Then they would die.
From now on, all you men are under my orders. You'll obey those orders to the letter, or you'll be read out of the company with a black mark that'll follow you for the rest of your life. We're moving south into outlaw country to attack Medina. There are two kinds of people, outlaws and law-abiding. Your first order is to respect all law-abiding.
Come on, hurry up.
I don't care about size, language, or color. You respect law-abiding. Each of you has a copy of the outlaw book. Get to know it. The men named there have burned, plundered, and raped and killed, and they think they're bigger than the law. It's up to us to prove that they're not. Let's move.
The state of Texas today. I didn't cut Medina's trail once. What time do we have to get up? The glory seems to have worn off.
No, what we're about is right. It's all in the cause of justice. Oh, justice.
You are supposed to stand.
You promise not to tell?
Now, in this lashup, son, when you scout, you scout. You do not sit down. You do not even hunker down. You will stand.
I'm glad you're in this for the cause and I'm in this to get us money. That way I get to sit.
You know why it is that the politicians don't like Shanklin? He's getting too well known. And when a lawman gets too well known, the politicians have to answer questions about why there was no law in the first place. They have a way of becoming heroes, getting elected to office. And that makes the politicians very nervous. Hey, find out one of their maiden names.
I'd be careful of that.
Don't worry, it's Sergeant Rock. They say he's from the East. His family's got a lot of money. His name's Rockefeller.
Oh.
You know what else?
No, what, Clint? They say that Frank James is in the company, but nobody knows what name he's using. Quinn, you do us a favor and don't try to find out. What we got here?
You heard the law?
Yeah, we're riding with the Rangers.
One of Medina's men, a man named Diaz, he's in the barn with my granddaughter and one of her girl's friends. He comes here all the time, and everyone but me is afraid of him. I am an old man. I can do nothing by myself. You must help me.
We'll help you. Take this.
Be careful. He carries a shotgun, and he's very mean.
No se peleen, hombre, no se peleen, niña. No se peleen.
Hold it right there.
Don't move.
¿Quiénes son ustedes? Lárguense de aquí.
Speak English.
I was merely suggesting, senor, that it is very rude to interrupt a man, especially at such a time as this.
Your name is Diaz?
What makes you think that?
The old man outside says so.
He lies. That old man lies.
Don't you move. Captain Shanklin's gonna want to talk to you.
You're gonna die for this.
Yo no lo creo, amigo.
Where's Medina?
Well, Captain, if we could hang him just a little so he could get the feel of it, and let him down and see if he wants to talk. If he doesn't, we'll hang him a little more. It usually works. Don't worry, it doesn't hurt very much.
What is it you want to know?
Medina.
I don't know.
You ride with a man for 8 years and you don't know?
I swear to it. I don't. There was a raid.
Where?
Nueces Town. I heard about it. Medina himself led the raid. But I wasn't there.
I saw you and Medina in Lewisburg. And I have murder and rape warrants for you from Texas and 3 other states. Hang him.
Tend to your horses.
There'll be no stop until Nueces Town.
Things apart with their hands. They laughed whilst they done it. Like they was doing it for sport. Sport. It was clapping. Clapping. Clapping.
Tom.
Clapping.
Tom. Come on out of there. Come on. Couple of you men finish this up.
They got all my boys.
Come on, Tom. Come on.
Short on medicine, man. I'm sorry. You need laudanum. I haven't got any. Did you try to take a sip of this?
Tom, let young Bodine do what he has to. It's best that way.
They made me watch what they did to her. Kept me alive for that.
I tried to give her a sip of whiskey. She screamed and then she fainted.
She'll be all right.
She's got memories no doctor has any medicine for. But with time and care, she's got a chance.
They'll regret what they did, Tom. You got my word on that. I'm detailing 2 men to take Tom Noakes and his wife to a doctor in Reedsville. It's on your way. You want the job?
No. We will ride with you.
Tom Noakes has identified Diaz's saddle as one of the 12 taken in the raid. You take a good look at it. You see a man sit in a saddle like that, you shoot him out of it. We're going after Medina, and there'll be no rest. Let's ride.
Been across that Rio Grande in 2 minutes.
We're going to Mexico. There's no government, no boundary, no river going to stop us this time. If there's any man here that doesn't want to ride with me, speak his piece. Let's ride. Move. When we get there, it won't be a standoff. It'll be a fight to the finish. We'll either have law or we won't. Let's go. Just off that range of San Cristobal. Brown, Quentin, 2 persons. Come forward.
¡Salud, amigo! ¡Véngate, mi prieto! Pronto seremos dueños de todo Texas otra vez. Y mi familia recuperará todas sus tierras. Las tierras de San Antonio. Pero mientras tanto vamos a divertirnos, mi gata. Véngase para acá. Porque está triste, hombre. Porque ahí está solita, Rosita. Véngase conmigo, hombre. Véngase. Y todos ustedes, mis amigos, van a compartirlas. we got him good, do we?
Yes. Very good.
They went and did it. That burned their shoes. They're finally went and did it. You said you fought yourself a battle, did you? Kill all them bandits, kill old Medina off himself, and did all those good things? Well, did you fight a battle or didn't you? And you did it off in the state of Texas, didn't you?
That's right.
You live in Texas long enough, you think you've seen something stupid. You ain't seen nothing stupid till you see this.
What's wrong, W6?
It's a resolution from the state legislature up there in Austin, near God. That's what it is. It says here... Oh, I can't read it.
Legislature hereby resolves... This is impossible.
What? What is it?
Captain Victor R. Shanklin, for making an unlawful excursion into the sovereign state of Mexico, and for other high crimes against the civil and criminal law, is hereby dismissed from the service. His commission is revoked, and his company of Texas Rangers is to be disbanded forthwith.
It'll be up to me to tell him. It's only proper.
In the name of Tom Walker, for a crying shame, will you tell me what's a crime against civil law?
Perhaps it is the writing of your own law.
Well, the captain didn't do that. He only kills them that need to be killed.
I believe I agree with you.
Some people don't.
Leastwise, the captain wasn't wrong. You know that. You rode with him yourself.
Man can sometimes find himself caught up in a thing.
Thanks, Ranger. You rode well. I'll miss you. Sergeant Rock, it was an honor to ride with you. It's a privilege to know you, sir. Vaya con Dios, mi amigo.
Usted está bien.
Proud to have known you.
Nice to meet you, sir.
That man's machete would have been uncomfortable with my back. I'm obliged to you for stopping it. You're always concerned about the right and wrong of what we did. And that's worthy. But for me, the question is whether or not there's law where none before had existed. And there is now. That's enough.
Captain.
That's all it was. There'll be another one somewhere else.
Reward, though, for bringing the law through here. Well, maybe just the knowing you did it's enough.
Maybe.